Hey everybody, today we're gonna do another landing page feedback, and this time it's for Kitemaker, and we have a few things to discuss. And I think I'll start with the top of this page. So if you read it, it says built for makers and innovators, and I think here we have initially like a problem. You're not really explaining what is built for makers and innovators. So when Google indexes your page, one of the most important things it's gonna try and index, it's your H1. So I think here, the second part kind of, it's very generic, because like, built for makers and innovators could like literally be anything. It could be, a skateboard, it could be a new pair of shoes, it could be an awesome JavaScript framework, but you're not really giving a keyword here. So if you were to do something like Kanban, reimagined, built for makers and innovators, or, project management, or here in the H2, what you say is, Kitemaker is a super fast issue tracker that makes teams better, faster, and happier. Now, I'm just wondering, is issue tracking the only thing you can do with Kitemaker, or have you built this tool because you're trying to address the niche of people that have issues, such as engineers or marketers? My point is issue tracking the right keyword here? I think it's a little bit too limiting. You could talk a little bit more about the Kanban approach, or something along these lines. I like the fact that you have an actionable call to action, sign up for free today, so I can, hopefully try it out. And then I like the fact that you have an animation that shows what your product does and how it looks, so I somewhat feel like this is real. Now, although I'm not really sure if I'm gonna sign up just after seeing this, it's good that you have a call to action here. And you also have a call to action up here on the right. So, that's nice because it scrolls with your page, so I can always decide to sign up. Now, another thing that you should address, in my opinion, is the fact that these two features here, or like benefits of using Kitemaker as opposed to something like Trello or Jira, I don't think they're strong enough. They're very generic: closer collaboration, teams using Kitemaker improve collaboration. I mean, pretty much every Kanban board tool out there will provide, closer collaboration, because, you can track how people, open and close tasks, and, there's a lot of collaboration tools to mention, add reminders, etc., etc. And therefore, I am really not sure if this is what I would put. I'm sure there's more inside this page, or rather inside this product, that you can show on this page. What are the real features that are killer, that really want you to like stay on top of the mountain of all like the other Kanban boards, right? So like, what's the one feature that solves, what kind of problem you're trying to solve, and what is the feature that solves that issue? So I'm gonna try and open this image a little bit larger. Let's have a look. So you have like activities on the side, and okay, it's definitely nicely designed and nicely thought of. I wonder though if you can come up with some better copy for this section. Also remember, when you write, you create your features, or your problems that you're trying to solve, why don't you try and do like a Z pattern? So you go left image, right text, then you go down here, you put like text here, and then you put an image on the right. So that way the eye, at least in the Western world, we will go like left, right, and and you will alternate an image with a text, and then a text and an image. Another thing is, these images here, they're not very clear what they're showing. Like closer collaboration, okay, but like, how does this show? Like, you'd need to either zoom it in and take maybe this part here with the activities where you can see the timeline of all the users joining in, or you have to choose another screenshot that's a little bit more focused. Same thing here, everyone on track. What I'm looking at here is like issues, right? With, or cards, or however you want to call them, and the fact that there's a tiny, tiny kind of like complete progress bar or completion for your project. You call it epics, right? This is, yeah, the agile word. I wonder if you can probably show this a little bit better. Like, you don't really want to show this. You want to show more like the thing at the back, right? The keeping track of your epics. This is just like superfluous, right? Or another thing you could do is you could have an animation where you can show, just like you show here, cards moving and epics completing as the cards move really fast. I like the fact that you have integrations. It's really important, for project manager, developers, and marketers to be able to integrate with like their best tool. So like for developers, GitHub, that makes sense. You synchronize with GitHub. Figma, I know what Figma is. I'm not familiar with the tool itself, but it's nice that you can embed design. So maybe here the thing is, yes, you do speak about integrations, but you could say developed for developers in mind and designers in mind, and then with powerful integrations, right? So like you just give a little bit more context who this tool is for, because when I look at this, nothing makes me want to buy this tool, because I don't know if it's for me. Closer collaboration, I get that from Trello. Everyone on track, I get that from Trello, Jira, all of those tools, Asana, right? And get up and running in seconds. You can get started importing all your issues. If somebody's already embedded with Trello or Jira, or maybe GitHub issues, you should give them more reasons for importing their issues into Kitemaker. And I want you to think, what would the reason be and why they should do it, and write it somewhere. Convinced? No, I'm not really convinced. Don't take our word for it. Sign up and try it yourself. I don't think people would just sign up just because, the text here says convinced. Maybe you should say not convinced yet, sign up for free. Or maybe you should say not convinced, get in touch, we'll give you a demo. That's so usually a really good way to get, your first users. If they're interested into your product, they will get to you and they will tell you that, yeah, we want to see you demoing this product to us and give us a little bit of a background. So you have Twitter, you have Slack, so people can join your community. I wouldn't put Twitter up here. Definitely I would change the name, rename this to join our community, log in and sign up, of course, and then blog and changelog. This is very weird to have a changelog here, but I'm gonna... Okay, so the changelog, it's a collection of emails. Is that what it is? That's pretty smart. That's smart, but definitely I wouldn't put it in the main navigation. You could probably put it here where you have, this coming soon, and then you could have like follow our changelog, right? And then you can click here. Having it up here doesn't really add any value, because most people want to understand why they should use, and why they should, first of all, why they should use your product, and secondly, why they should sign up to test it. So there's definitely a little bit you can work on, and also think about adding information about your team. Why are you building this? Who is behind this product? Is it one developer? Is it 10 developers? And what is the motivation for building this? A lot of people like don't have an about page on their landing, on their home page, but I think it's really important to give some humanity to the project. A lot of people don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and therefore they're like, not enough proof for me to sign up for a free account. I mean, I know it's free. And then, of course, you want to talk about, pricing. And here during your sign up, maybe you want to say some text about how your pricing is going to evolve through time. I really like the fact that you have this beautiful image, and, but you can definitely use, kind of like, so you're from Norway, so you're probably, you're familiar with like companies like Kahoot, right? I think when you sign up for the Kahoot, it gives you like a nice onboarding, and then eventually you will hit like a pricing page that will show you. So you can consider doing something like that. That being said, um, I think this is a good overview of what I would change on your landing page. I hope this review of Kitemaker is somewhat helpful to you. If you want to discuss anything, or if you have questions about something you don't understand, just send me a tweet or send me a direct message on Twitter. That's probably better. My username is written in the description. And if you really enjoyed this, and if you want some more, either reach out, or I just created a Patreon account. You can also sign up there. So yeah, good luck, and let me know.